All right, guys, we are live with the current GTS champ for now, Philly Mike Swanson.
Hello, GTS champion. Right here. How are you?
How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Let
Hey, I'm
me
doing great.
know if we are. We should be live. Let me know in the chat if you can hear us. If everything sounds good. The fun thing about lives is you never freaking know.
Exactly. Anything can happen when we're live, brother.
Okay, we are good. Okay, good. Oh, I just watched it in the replay actually. So you have the
There we
title belt,
go.
would you? That's cool.
Yes, sir. Always.
Good. Well, okay, so if you watch back the Jake Cage one, I asked him if he had the belt, and he said no. It was in New Jersey. He was gonna go back from Florida to Jersey to go get it, and then we all know what happens. He literally lost the next
Yep.
day. Let's see
Yeah.
who we got. Hello from the UK. What's going on, Beth? What's going on? Hey, Tommy's in the house. What's going on, Tommy?
Hello. What's up, everybody?
Blaze it, says Tommy. So let's get right to it, man. Tell us.
Get into it.
You mentioned it right before we went live a little bit, but how did you get onto the show? What did you do? How did you meet Grimm? What's your experience like getting onto GTS?
Well, I've said it. Uh, it's. I don't openly talk about it too much, but in real life, some of my close friends are Tommy Salami, Pete Corvis, and Ed the Ref. So they were on GTS way before I was, and I just enjoyed watching them, watching my friends on GTS, and more. I've always wanted to be a wrestler, but more and more I seen what they were doing, and they were having fun and living it out. So I decided I wanted to go, and I got simple, basic training, like barely any training to be honest, and then finally was able to find a ride to GTS and start heading out. And I was terrible. I was god awful. Grimm hated me. Grimm wanted to fire me right from the start, pretty much. And yeah, so I decided that I needed a loser belt, which obviously nobody wants. So I said, fuck this. And I left, and I was gone for, I want to say about 4, 5, maybe even 6 months, and got training. I was training at the Chikara Wrestle Factory in Philly, and decided when my training was like training stopped for a little bit, it was on halt. So I was like, it's either now the time to go back to GTS, it seems. And my main thing was, I'm not going back to GTS to just be another guy, be a jobber, be whatever, be a guy in a morph suit. That's not what I was going there to be. I was going there to stand out, and I feel like I pretty much done that since being back.
You wanted to make an impact.
Exactly. You got to stand out because with GTS over the years, there's been so many people to come and go, and some have barely been on GTS and made a name for themselves in a short amount of time. Some it took years to make a name. It's all it's when in wrestling in general, it comes down to you to get yourself over. Grimm will only help you for so much. It's up to you. If you can't get over, you can't get over.
Unless you're in the WWE, then it's like, screw that. That got over. I don't want that to get over.
Exactly. Yeah. WWE is a whole nother machine. They completely rewritten their rules to wrestling.
GTS Maniac says this guy is a future YouTube champion.
Hey, I hope so. I mean, I'd hope I should say to be the first ever YouTube and GTS champion together and unify the belts. And maybe when I'm done with Francesca, I'll have my eyes set on the YouTube championship once again. Never know.
Shout out to Beth Beavis Vlogs. Hey Philly Mike, I'm your biggest fan from the UK.
What's up, Beth?
Got eyes and hearts from Tommy.
Yeah, I actually was with Tommy yesterday. We were at Titan Championship Wrestling here in Jersey, and you know, it was a good time. Haven't seen him in a bit.
Philly Mike, you are going to lose to Francesca. Okay, so let's get into that for a quick second here.
Might
Um,
as well.
did you watch earlier in the week? I did an interview with the Genies. It was, I think, Tuesday last week. Did you get a chance to see what they had to say?
I heard a couple things,
Yeah.
and to be honest, I wasn't impressed. Francesca is somebody who thinks that she's tough. She thinks that she's this like big fighter and this big like tough bitch. But in reality, all I see is her sitting next to her fiance, holding her little puppy dog and acting tough. She can say all the words she wants, but I don't believe jack shit. I don't believe any word that's coming out of her mouth. So until she shows it, until she steps up and proves to me that she's legit, I'm going to think she's just another chick who linked up with a wrestler and is getting by in the business.
So you
And
don't have
that's
any
honestly what I think.
fears of losing the belt?
To her, no,
No, not at all.
no. It's no. The reason, like, I granted her a chance. I never, since I've had the GTS championship, just handed out a title match to anybody. She's the first. It's a night off for me. Extreme Tools is going to be a night off. It's simple. I looked around the ring. I said, yeah, Francesca, easy win. She's used to laying down for guys anyway, so it'll be very easy.
Wow, shots fired there.
I mean, shit. I mean,
Well, we gotta see what happens, man. She seemed determined to get
yeah,
Chini's job back.
she can. Yeah, and exactly what I mean. She seemed determined to get Chini's job back. Is she determined about bringing her fiance back so he can start taking her spotlight some more? Or is she determined about becoming a champion? Because I'm worried about being a fucking champion. So until she thinks or tries to be on my level, she's just another title match that I'm going to easily get the 1, 2, 3.
And well, I mean, didn't she slap you the other day, or was it the other way around? I think it was the other way around.
Yeah, we've been slapping each other around a good amount,
Yeah,
and I don't care. Like she wants to play with the big boys, play with the big boys. Take a smack to the fucking face.
just
I
another
don't see her.
one.
I don't see Chini doing shit about it, right? Like Chini, you could be fired all you want. You're not going to show up to defend your fiance, like straight up. So I don't know.
He could just come back in a suit. I mean, look what happened with KBA recently.
Yeah, KBA, I love that man so much. KBA is a national treasure.
It seems to be that way. If
Yes,
anybody
sir.
haven't watched that, the interview this week earlier too with KBA.
Yeah, I tuned in for that for a couple minutes. I had to. That was the one where I actually saw that it was live at the time, and I was like, all right, I gotta see what they're talking about.
He
And
if you missed it, he did a rap about doo-hop.
hell yeah,
He did a
that's
freestyle rap
awesome.
about doo-hop, which is
I love it. That dude's head, like his mind for music, is absolutely incredible. I'm fascinated with the way KBA's mind works. I say it all the time that I would like pay money to live in his head for one day. It's just awesome. Between his cartoons and his music, I love it.
GTS Maniac says, how does Mike Shoot feel about Grimm?
How do I feel about Grimm? Everything you see and hear me say on GTS on camera is 100% how I feel about Grimm. I don't start shit off camera. I say it on camera. If Grimm has a problem with me, I will address it on camera where it matters, where there's an audience and where they can see it. So it's that simple. I show up to Grimm's for exposure, for some of my friends that I have there, and for wrestling because I love what I do.
What you see
And
is what you get, right?
exactly, what you see is what you get. I didn't like Grimm from the get go. I'll say that like I said, I was brought in, and I admit I was terrible, but at the same time, I was one of the guys that saw, and most guys want to come to GTS and be on that DF train and want to ride with Grimm and get all the free title matches, all the perks of being with DF. And I never gave a shit about that. I came to be myself and myself only.
And there was a time he was looking for you in Philly. I remember that. It was like out
Yeah.
on the streets. It was either him or I remember that vaguely. They're doing things out on the
That was Kurt Bale, I
Kurt Bale.
believe you're talking about. Yeah. Kurt, when me and him were in our little
That's right. Yeah, he went searching.
our little scuffle, he came to Philly and he showed up at my job. At the time I was working at a cheesesteak shop, and he showed up at my job and tried to fucking chase me out the back door. But I got one up on him. And then he decided to keep looking. He found Onslaught. He was asking Onslaught where I am. And I eventually found him at the Rocky Steps at the art museum and sent his ass into a wall and fucking poured soda on him and taught him a lesson. I even rolled him up for like a hardcore title or something at one point. It was a fun week with Kurt Bale looking for me, and I just seemed to find him every time.
Tommy says, Mike, you're a sexy bitch.
Oh, I know this. I get this news every day, but thanks for reminding me.
Stephen Murphy, tell Mike I hate him. Well, that's the exact opposite.
All right. I love you too, Stephen.
Tommy wants to know, how's Uncle Adam Rose?
I forgot that part. That was Grimm's fucking kayfabe reason, I guess you can say, for bringing me into GTS, because everybody needs a reason to show up at GTS. And for some reason, Grimm said, yeah, you're going to be Adam Rose's cousin. And okay, it lasted maybe 1 week on GTS, but I do love the fans that still bring it up and remember it. And no, I am not Adam Rose's relative in any way.
I remember those days. I remember those days where everybody had to be related to.
Exactly. That was when Grimm didn't have anything for you to bring you in. He would just say you're a relative, pretty much. And the whole Adam Rose was supposed to be coming to GTS for a while or something. Like, it was supposed to lead to something where I was like aligned with Adam Rose, I guess. But it just didn't work out. So
he was legit supposed to be coming there?
I think so, because I know him and Grimm made a couple videos together at an indie show and like meet and greets or whatever. But from what I heard, he was supposed to start coming to GTS for a little bit, and I don't know what happened.
That could have been cool.
Always fall through. Yeah, I haven't really heard anything from Adam Rose in a while. He kind of fell off, I guess. I don't know.
Rosebuds, bring it back.
Straight up. Look at all the people that were Rosebuds. They're stars now.
Yeah, right? Sorry I'm late. And hey, Philly. Hey, John, how you doing, man? I gotta go. All right, hey. We'll see you later. Tommy, read our comments. I have been reading your comments. It may have taken me a little bit, but I got them up and ready to go. Someone wants to know...
Tommy, calm down, you impatient fuck.
Is Grime actually mean to Jimmy? Grime? You mean Grimm? I don't know where Grime is, actually. But if we're talking about Grimm...
Is he... What was it again? Is he mean to who?
Jimmy.
Oh, of course. Yes. I always said I don't know how Jimmy keeps coming around, honestly, with the amount of bullying that he has received like over the years just from Grimm alone. I know for sure as hell I wouldn't just keep coming back. I would say, fuck this guy. and leave, like straight up.
He was just on the show too with
Okay.
the after KBA lost the opportunity, that 4-way. It
Okay.
was
Yeah.
KBA. Well, no, KBA wasn't in the match, but for anybody that hasn't watched it, it was Jimmy. I think it might have been an elimination match. I'm not sure. Jimmy and a few others, and KBA ended up coming up being the winner under a mask. For now, he has the opportunity to face Hop again.
Of course. Let's go KBA.
Mike versus Jay at SuckerSlam.
Mike versus Jay. GTS title, YouTube title.
Champion versus champion, winner takes all.
Hell yeah, I'm about it.
It seems like they've been doing a lot of that on WWE right now, so hey.
Yeah.
Why
Me
not?
and Jay we've only had one singles match against each other ever. So I would love to do it again.
Tommy says
he beat me last time.
He did show up at the warehouse, remember?
Yeah.
Adam Rose.
Yeah, he showed up. I remember he did an interview. I don't remember him doing anything actually on GTS Wrestling, but maybe he did, and I don't remember.
I gotta go back and remember. I don't really remember that either. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to think I have a good memory when it comes to GTS stuff, but sometimes I'll like see a random video and be like, "Whoa, this happened."
Too many DDTs.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, so what's are you a Grand Slam champion?
No,
No. What's the last ones you need?
I haven't won the YouTube or the United States Championships.
The United States one.
Yeah. For some reason, a lot of fans think I have been the U.S. champion when I've never even challenged for the belt, I think, ever. But yeah, a lot of people think that all I need is the YouTube title. But no, I've never been U.S. champ. Thank you for giving me the credit that I don't have. But yeah, I still need that one.
You'll get it whenever you want it.
Honestly, I 100% shoot. I will say I never want to hold the United States Championship simply because nobody can do that title more justice than Ace Hitman Jones is doing with it right now. And all of the years of GTS, nobody can name me a better U.S. champion than Ace Hitman Jones. The dude won a title that is about the U.S. and revamped his entire gimmick around USA. It's amazing to me. As far as KBA and Hitman Jones, they are some of my favorite things going on GTS right now.
Which is cool because back when I was watching it religiously, I didn't know who KBA was. They're like, I was getting it in the comments, hey, get KBA, hey, I'm like, who the hell is KBA? And then I quickly realized, oh, it's the Undertaker.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, KBA, we all know, is not the greatest wrestler in the ring, but he's a great entertainer. And it was Grimm putting that gimmick on him, the Undertaker bullshit, and KBA didn't know how to be him. He didn't know what the Undertaker was. He was playing the Undertaker. He didn't know that's not him. The second he started being KBA, things changed. It was he can be himself, and he stood out. And I always said, like, during the whole coronavirus and quarantine, like the couple videos post Grimmomania that were going out, where a lot of us that aren't from Jersey and we couldn't travel to GTS when it was limited people showing up, the greatest thing in every video every day was Kid Badass. You had guys like Grimm, Tony Chini, Kurt Bale, guys that have been on the show for years and in a way veterans of GTS right now. And then you got this guy who's fucking a redneck dude who draws cartoons and writes his own music and idolizes guys like Kid Rock. And it's probably the greatest thing that just happened to land into our lap. I say it all the time. How did we discover Kid Badass? He's amazing. So when you can stand out above guys that have been doing this wrestling for much longer, that says something.
Yeah, no, something unique, something different. Makes you essential, basically, to watch. Can't miss.
Yeah, yeah. You can't deny entertainment. That's for sure. When you're entertaining, you're entertaining.
Tommy says he was supposed to wrestle. He kind of screwed Grimm.
Ah, yes, Adam Rose, I guess.
Who
Shit
hasn't
happens.
screwed Grimm at this point?
Exactly. I mean, at this point, it's got to be Grimm's fault if all these people just happen to be screwing him over. I don't think it's a coincidence.
How does Grimm pick who wins matches? I think it's the skills. I don't know if it is picked. What are you talking about? It's who wins, right?
Yep.
Let them battle out. There's no predetermination there.
No, exactly. It's pro wrestling. You go in there and you hit your opponent until they can't get up anymore.
So did you actually watch the interview I did with me and Pete?
I did not get to see that one.
So we were talking about KBA and we were talking about future things on the show, and we came up with, since we know KBA just did a rap battle with Grimm, I I was like, why not do a rap battle with Tony Emerald? And he sent
would be awesome.
he sent that idea to Grimm, and Grimm responded back saying genius.
That's awesome.
So
I love it.
maybe that could be.
Tony Emerald fascinates me. He's not all there when it comes to brains, but when it comes to pro wrestling, the guy fucking knows it. Like, he's a veteran, he's been around forever, but Tony Emerald, I say it all the time, watch the way Tony Emerald bumps, watch the way he hits the ropes. He is fucking older than any of us, and he still goes harder than most of us. So Tony Emerald, when it comes to pro wrestling, is the fucking man.
Yeah,
Tony Idiot is a different story.
I just posted it in as a comment in one of the last videos when it was the whole tag team thing, when he was after that crazy tag team match that was supposed to happen at Grimmomania, when he was up on that roof of that thing, they were holding the tag belts. Hearing Tony Emerald talk and trying to be serious, I couldn't take him serious at all.
Exactly.
Like, as a wrestler, though, much respect, and like, yeah, exactly what you said, just watch him wrestle. But him, like, hey, I'm like, dude, I can't take you serious as a champion.
We all get genuinely excited when Tony Emerald has to cut a promo because it's gonna be amazing for all the wrong reasons.
What's going to be amazing is that he's going to be on the show doing an interview soon, too.
Hell yeah. That's going to be awesome. I love it.
How do you feel about Jimmy and Doo-Hop? Somebody really loves Jimmy here.
Jimmy, I'm with the majority vote there. I don't care much for him. He doesn't look out for me, so I don't look out for him, honestly. That's kind of the way I look at things when it comes to Jimmy. And Doo-Hop, I mean, I don't know Doo-Hop that well, so I can't really base judgment. All I know is what I see at GTS. But I've beaten his ass a couple times. He's beaten my ass a couple times. Believe it or not, me and Doo-Hop were GTS tag champs together for maybe 5 seconds, like maybe a full minute. I don't know.
I remember that random pairing that you got. Yeah.
We had a match where the titles flip-flopped.
Mm-hmm.
It went from Grimm and Onslaught to me and Doo-Hop. And then me and Onslaught, and then we lost them because it was a mess.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Tommy says, depends on his mood. You're not supposed to give it away about the winners of the match.
pretty much.
Here's the tall question here. And this is what was asked to Jake. And we all know what happened to his title run right after this interview. So, Philly Mike, how long do you think you will hold the GTS championship for?
Forever. Like, look at my goal was to become the longest reigning. When I win a championship, obviously my goal is to become the longest reigning champion. I did that with the GTS championship. It's very hard to hold a title for as long as I did in GTS. I held it for, I want to say 94 days, 90 something days, I know. And that's an eternity in GTS years. So for me to walk back in from the post quarantine lockdown situation and instantly get my title back and just go right back to continuing to prove to be the greatest GTS champion. It's that simple. I mean, I am the greatest GTS champion in the history of the show. There's nobody that can straight up walk up to me and say that admittedly and have me believe them, because it's not true.
Fair enough. And you, again, if you don't believe in yourself, then what are you even there for?
Exactly. My personal goal is to beat my own record as the longest reigning GTS champion. I want to be the longer than longest reigning GTS champion in history.
And how many days is that now?
Right now, I personally don't know how many days I'm at. I have to check, but I don't know right now. But it's nowhere near long because I just came back.
Tommy says the Tony Emerald bump, haha.
Yes.
Unless we're talking about the scary Tony Emerald bump.
Maybe.
The one where he landed on his face.
That's a whole nother story right there.
I remember watching that too. It was bad.
Yeah, I was at that show. That was actually my first ever live match that night. And it was me and Hitman Jones and two other veterans of the company in a 4-way match. And I remember hearing about the Tony Emerald thing. We went out there and I seen it all going down. And I decided out of respect to take I was going to do a lot of stuff off the ropes that night. And I decided to change all of that because obviously the situation was scary as shit. So.
And that's the thing, like, you mentioned it, respect, and that's from a lot of people don't see as, character-wise, breaking the fourth wall, I guess, is respect has to be there in the company, in the business.
Yep, exactly. That's what it's built on.
Yeah, for you and the other person you're in the ring with.
Yep. Because that's all I do. That's all Philly Mike does is walk into the ring and show respect to everybody all day long. I just throw out respect.
I was gonna say except Francesca.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Philly Mike, when you win a belt, does Grimm keep it, or are you able to keep it, or whoever wins? Show him the belt real quick again.
Does this answer your question? Whether Grimm tells me to keep the belt or not, it's my championship. I'm taking it. Mine. Hello.
Or they're gonna be like, oh no, that's just a replica belt that you bought on WWEshop.com.
I wish. Do you see how beat to shit this belt is? Yeah, I wish it was a brand new nice replica. Yeah. This is the OG GTS championship that is simply falling apart.
Do you get tired of carrying it around?
No. Because it shows that I'm the top of the company. That's all I ever wanted to be in GTS. I wanted to be at the top. And the YouTube champion, like, yes, the YouTube Wrestling Figures Heavyweight Championship is, in a way, the top title, but the brand is GTS Wrestling, and I am the GTS champion. So I represent the brand.
There you go.
Exactly.
Philly Mike, do you have your yes, he just showed you. Yes, he does.
Yes, I do. Oh, you didn't see it. There it
you go.
is.
When are they gonna put like nameplates on it?
Huh, I wish. Yeah,
Get Philly
I
Mike's
would love that.
nameplate.
Exactly.
Philly Mike's Swamp Ass is what Grimm used to call you. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. He's so funny with his child humor.
Hey, Coaster and Philly Milk Swanson. Did you change your name to Milk Swanson?
Not that I know of.
Says
Maybe it's
Jocelyn.
news to me.
What time do you do GTS during the day?
Yeah.
You're at least 15 days as champion, someone says.
All right. That sounds about right.
I'm back.
Like I said, the stuff has been taped so weird recently that I don't know when anything is anything, honestly.
And that's the thing, like, will there ever be GTS Live? Like, we mentioned it right before we went live about it, and
I hope so. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you don't.
It's a struggle because any wrestling show that I do that usually does try to do a live stream, it's never really good. It's always buffering and it's Wi-Fi internet issues and like stuff like this. Interviews is different because we're just hanging out in our rooms. But when you're out at a venue and stuff like that, and with other people on their phones, it's a whole mess. And we're in a backyard, so I can't imagine that would be any easier. Like, but who knows?
Yeah, then you'll have, like, comments unless you turn the comments off flowing in, then people
Exactly.
get mad that you guys aren't paying attention to the comments.
Exactly.
But I like what he did the other day. He did the premiere. The premiere was pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I really appreciate when he does the premiere videos. Just makes everything seem bigger and more special.
Do you think there will be a football season?
I don't know. I seen that baseball is coming back, and basketball too, I think. But I would assume that football will come back and follow the similar format to like the whole empty arena games. 'Cause it's different when other sports. You can get away with the big empty arena games. You're just watching the game. Wrestling depends on crowd reaction. That's what wrestling is. So when you do empty arena wrestling, it fucking sucks.
I
Straight
can
up.
only imagine. Yeah.
Like WWE, I can't even watch any of their stuff that they do. It's
No.
like now they have people in the crowd, but the whole plexiglass shit. It's like I don't get it. It's forced. AEW's doing it right.
Yeah, and I mean, I have tickets for SmackDown in September. I'm hopeful
Okay.
it's still gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're right up against the plexiglass. Those tickets, like
Yeah.
row A,
Okay.
right where the announcers used to sit for SmackDown.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Oh yeah.
this show was supposed to happen May 1st, so it already got pushed back once. I hope it goes through like the way it's supposed to, but with everything going on, I mean,
Hopefully.
we're supposed to see Alexa Bliss in a meet and greet in August, and Bray
Okay.
Wyatt the night after SmackDown. But again, the August is we're already fastly approaching August. I mean, it's already the 12th.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
Yep. Time is flying. That's for sure.
We do have someone in the community here. He's not on right now, but his name is DJ B Tazzy, and he actually works for one of the baseball stadiums in Los Angeles, or LA,
Okay.
yeah, California. and I think it's the Oakland A's or something. But yeah, he works in the stadium, and that's probably where he is right now, actually. But he was just saying how
Hey,
they're going back and being open again. So I can only imagine.
okay.
I can only imagine. But
Yeah.
football, same thing, like you said. It all depends.
Yeah, exactly.
Thoughts on
But
Kurt Bale?
Kurt
So if you
Bale.
haven't seen the Kurt Bale interview the other night, me and Kurt Bale got talking for 5 hours.
5 whole hours.
5 hours.
That's I didn't see the interview, but that is 110% believable because there's nobody that likes hearing themselves talk more on GTS than Kurt effing Bale.
To be fair, yeah.
Kurt Bale is somebody who I respected during AWE, but because he wanted to be part of the change, like I said, I was never one of those guys that wanted to kiss ass to Grimm. So when Kurt had a mission to start his own thing, and he had, I truly believe the true talent of GTS at the time all joined his side. We could have had something legit going on YouTube. It still could have been going right now. And he dropped the ball because he wanted to go and he wanted to kiss ass to Grimm again. And that's where my issue stems with Kurt. He's not consistent. He's either I love you, Grimm, I hate you, Grimm. I love you, Grimm, I hate you, Grimm. And it shows me that he's a two-faced fuck who will just go to where it benefits him. Where I'm real. I'll keep it real. If I don't like you, I'll tell you. If I have a problem with you, I'll tell you. If I do like you, I'll tell you. But I'm not going to kiss up to Grimm for a title match. If I want a title match, I will find a way to get that title match. But Bale, on the other hand, will flip flop, gimmick change, cut his hair, dye his hair, change his gimmick, change his name, do whatever he needs to do to fit in and get where he needs to get on GTS. And that's where my issue with Kurt Bale stems. He's not real.
So you're saying we're gonna get Swanson versus Bale soon?
I mean, me and Kurt had two matches. Two singles. I won one, he won one.
Time for the third.
So exactly. Whenever the time is right, you never know. I did beat him to become the longest reigning GTS champion in history. I don't know if people knew that, but that wasn't a singles match. That was part of a lethal lottery. So I won't count that. But technically, I have pinned Kurt Bale twice.
So is that a challenge to Bale?
I mean, is it?
It's a chance
Because
he's watching.
I look at it this way. Kurt Bale used to be hot shit on GTS. I stepped up. Kurt Bale is lost. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know what to do. Kurt Bale doesn't know whether he likes Grimm or hates Grimm. So that's where my stance is with Kurt. Pretty
What
much.
do you think about his conspiracy that he talks about?
It's not a conspiracy. He does this shit to himself. He thinks everybody's out to get him when in reality it's all him. When you can't trust the guy, people are gonna be weary of you. And he's that type of guy that will flip it and try to make it look like it's a conspiracy against me. Kurt Bale's the same guy who all year long would talk about, I'll put anybody over in this company, but now is crying that he's been losing for the last year in the company. So you're looking for fake sympathy, Kurt.
There you go. There you have it. Kurt Bale, for watching.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't hold back. I keep it real with everybody. It's how shit needs to be.
Yeah. Philly Mike, do you have a gaming console?
I do. I'm a PS4 guy.
Hell yeah, that's what I got.
I don't play games a lot. I go in and out of my phases of playing games when I have free time. Like right now, I've gone back to playing GTA, and Just like I have like maybe 5 or 6 games total. Like I really don't play a lot. I play the WWE games. I play Fortnite occasionally,
Are you gonna get
but
the
I
Battleground game?
probably not.
No.
Honestly, yeah. I when it comes like uh yeah, I don't know. I'm not big into shooter games, and when it comes to like the wrestling games, I like the realism. I like
Realism.
the more realistic they look, the graphics and all that. That's what I like. I like it looking and feeling real
So
because I do
you're
the universe
telling
mode.
me that John Cena being thrown to a crocodile isn't realistic?
No, not at all. Like I had people send me the trailer when it first came out. And they were like, "Oh my god, this is going to be awesome!" And there was no appeal to me whatsoever.
It's all
I was
Star
like, "This
2,
is
basically.
yeah, like it's cool. I get that there is a market for it, and people love that shit. The out like any with not even just wrestling, any fucking thing. You want to see your favorite characters do outrageous and crazy shit. But when it comes to wrestling, I like when I'm playing the 2K game to feel like I'm watching Raw. That I'm watching Raw, but I'm playing through it. I don't like. Let's see if I can get John Cena in the alligator. That's not an option. Like I barely do the gimmick matches on the 2K games. Like I don't do a lot of fucking like ladder matches and shit. Like I save it to make it fucking mean something in the
Yeah.
game. I do normal matches all the fucking time.
Philly Mike, I like the Steelers.
Ah, I like the Eagles.
I could have probably guessed that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And see, I
I have green here too for green. If you can't tell, but it's green.
hey, there you go. But yeah, I'm one of those people that it's just a Philly thing that I was raised you root for the home teams and that's it. I'm not one of those people that like I never understood the people I would grow up with. I grew up with a guy in Philly who is a diehard Miami Dolphins fan. And I'm like, how did you become a diehard Miami Dolphins fan? He's like, I don't know. I just like the team. And I get it, but the way I was raised is win or lose, it's your home team for a reason. That's your home. Yeah, like look at the Sixers. The Sixers were terrible for years, but they're a Philly team. Same with the Eagles. Yeah, that's like true dedication to a team. I think sticking through with them, whether they suck or they're great.
So I'm gonna disprove that theory very, very quickly. So I'm in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So you would think, oh, he likes the Patriots. No, 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 no. I can't stand the Patriots. I can't
See that.
stand the Red Sox. I can't stand the Bruins.
See for you, I think it might be slightly different because you tend to have very overrated teams. So it's like more. I have underrated teams. I have underdog teams. You have like John Cena. So yeah, it's understandable that people aren't going to like you or they're really going to love you,
Well,
kind of
that
thing.
and the fact that I'm actually from New York.
There you go.
So
Exactly.
I'm from New York, so my team is the Buffalo Bills.
Exactly. See, you're from New York. Even you moved, you didn't fucking switch your team. You still got your home team. Like
Yeah.
that's what it's about to me.
But I do got to hear about it whenever the Patriots lose or get kicked out of the playoffs or the
Oh
Super Bowl.
yeah.
It's like, everybody's
Yep.
like crying about it. I'm like, oh, hey, great day today.
That's great.
uh, Philly, what's your thoughts on Dalton? Oh, here we go. This should be good. Let me get my soda for this one.
Ah, Dilf Boy Daltano. See, here's the thing.
The Dilf.
I have I have such a love-hate relationship when it comes to Dalton because he is one of the absolute biggest fuck ups I have ever met in my life. But at the same time, he has potential to somehow be one of the biggest stars in wrestling. And he knows it. It's just a matter of him getting his shit together and capitalizing on it. I don't know if you know, or follow Dalton or really keep up, but recently he wrestled for the GCW Backyard Show on the 4th of July, which is a huge show in indie wrestling. And Dalton got a spot against Nasty Leroy, who is another wrestler who's from Philly, and he moved to Atlanta, but he's been training at the Nightmare Factory under QT Marshall for the last like few years, I believe. Well, Joey Janela and Nasty Leroy linked up through Janela's own Instagram and all that, and they brought Nasty Leroy in for a match at Backyard against Dope Boy Daltana. And I had a talk with Dalton, and I said, "Don't fuck this up." I said, "You are getting a great opportunity. You're on wrestling for one of the biggest fucking companies in wrestling right now. Don't fuck it up." I said, "If you do your job, it'll pay off and your opportunities will come." And he fucked up a little bit, but overall he did his job. And Dalton is more over right now than he's fucking ever been. There's a a viral clip of him falling through a fucking child's playhouse and shit. Like, the match was a glorious disaster. It was amazing for all the fucking wrong reasons. Like, but that's what it was meant to be. It was meant to be that. So Dalton is fucking making moves right now, and I don't think anybody who's a GTS fan would ever expect that the one who's getting the big break right now is fucking Dalton. The kid who used to wear a romper and puke in the ring at GTS is the kid who is realistically getting the biggest opportunities in wrestling right now out of the homegrown GTS talent. So that's like my thing with Dalton. Some days I love him, some days I hate him, some days I want to help him, some days I want to fucking punch him in the face. It's it Dalton is a fucking man of mystery. That's for sure.
And there's a Facebook group that's GTS fans. It's like a fan club thing. And turned to find out, he's in it. He was in it promoting like his matches and stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, they have over 500 people in it, so I mean, why not? Right?
Yeah, Dalton, he's intriguing is the word to say. Like, you think he knows nothing about wrestling, but in reality, he knows where to go and how to get over, kind of thing.
Monica King, thanks for stopping by again. She's a staple to this channel. She's one of my mods, and to be fair, so is Tommy. I made Tommy a mod last video.
Hell yeah, awesome.
She said that the last interview with Kurt Bale was great. She became a big fan of Kurt Bale through that interview.
Yes. Did she stay for the entire 5 hours that Kurt Bale wanted to talk?
Yep. Pretty much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I give her credit.
Yeah, like I said, I used to like Kurt Bale, but not so much anymore.
What about Jake Cage?
Jake Cage, I have no issues with. I love Jake Cage. Jake Cage is there's not many on-screen allies, I guess you can say, that I have in GTS, but Jake is one of them for sure. Me and Jake always like unofficially have each other's back on GTS, and yeah, I hate to see Jake leave and go to Florida and barely be able to see him, but hey, he's making moves, and you got to do what you got to do in life to move forward, I guess you could say.
Were you a fan of Legendary?
I liked Legendary, yeah. I liked Jay and Jake as a team. I think they had potential.
Joe Wolf.
And I wish they took it more serious. Joe Wolf, I think, has potential to be a great manager in wrestling. I wouldn't say Joe Wolf doesn't even seem like he really wants to pursue wrestling. Like, I don't know what Joe's goal is, but when a couple times Joe's managed at shows, he kills it. He's awesome. He looks the part. He's obviously you want to fucking hate Joe Wolf. He's very easy to hate. So I I wish, I guess you could say, I wish Legendary as a whole, the three of them, took it more seriously. Like if them three really worked together to become a team and get their name out there to other places, they could have been they could have been a hit.
Or
I
he can
think.
go back to wearing that costume that he used to wear back in the day.
What, the Peter
Peter
Pan?
Pan.
I love it.
The little pixie outfit he had.
Little Peter Pan, Robin Hood, fucking Joe Wolf.
Yeah.
I
Philly
remember
Mike, you should tell Grimm to bring back clowns.
no, never. I hate the clowns. I think the clowns are the dumbest thing that has ever been a part of the GTS wrestling show in general. Grimm's Toy Show, at first, and certain scenarios, the clowns were good and the clowns were over. But in overall standpoint, Grimm has absolutely killed and beaten into the ground dead the idea of clowns in GTS, in my opinion.
Yeah, you
But
had
hey,
too many of them.
if you want clowns, you'll probably get them because Grimm's a sucker for clowns.
But you won't
He
have
loves.
Pete Corvis, though.
I guess, yeah. I guess not.
Pete
You
Corvis does not like
know,
clowns. We found that out.
we now it just seems like we're gonna have to bring back every clown in GTS and make Pete run the gauntlet then, because that just sounds awesome to me. Pete Corvis running a terrified clown gauntlet. That would bring ratings.
This would have been the perfect pay-per-view to do it. Now it's called Extreme Rules, the horror show, too.
Exactly, yeah. So
Could have had Tito
why
there.
not?
Could have had Sprinkles. You could have. Oh,
Bring
man.
them all. Bring them all and feed them to Pete.
I have an Xbox and PS4. Philly, Mike, can I add you on Fortnite?
I don't know. I don't play Fortnite as much, honestly. So I wouldn't, like, even if you were to add me, we probably would not play together. I'll be completely honest. I haven't played Fortnite, I think, at all this year. I think the last time I played it was, like, honestly, maybe summer of last year. I've been more on GTA and WWE. Like I said, I used to play Madden a lot, but I don't even play that anymore. But yeah, it is what it is. I go in and out of my game phases.
Do you live by Onslaught? Somebody wants to know.
Yes and no. We like Philly's huge, obviously, so in a way we live close to each other, but not really. Like we're not neighbors. That's for sure. Like that's for sure.
Radar Mania just says Swamp Ass. And then right below that, Pugsley says we don't use that cursed name. You definitely got
That's
people.
awesome.
Pugsley says we don't use that cursed name. I decided it is cursed. Geico Caveman. So I said instead.
Real original.
And that's old too.
Like,
that's outdated.
exactly. Like honestly, Grimm's bringing it back with this shit. Like you don't hear nobody talk about the Geico Caveman. Grimm will now endlessly remind you about it.
That could be your new gimmick. Or
Yep,
somebody's
exactly.
gimmick.
Somebody's gimmick.
What do you mean? The name is cursed. He's still in Swamp Ass Caveman.
The Swamp Ass name will never die off.
How do you
That's
feel
for
about
sure.
being called that by Grimm?
Grimm has his humor. You gotta look past it sometimes. I used to get upset about it, but now I think it's more rare if I hear him call me Swanson than Swamp Ass. When I hear him actually call me by my real correct name, then it blows my mind because it's just I've heard Swamp Ass probably more since I've been on GTS than ever in my entire life.
And you never thought that
Fil-
you would, right?
exactly. Filthy Mike Swamp Ass. It's Grimm's greatest creation, I guess.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
Pretty
Original.
much. Exactly.
Going for the rock, I guess.
What's your name? Oh, it doesn't matter what your name is. That is probably, I'll say, one of the only things that I still love that Grimm gets people with. It's like it pops me every time. When newcomers walk into GTS and they fall for that, it's the best thing. Because watching people's reactions is always awesome. Because some people get legit mad, and some people are like, he got me with the rock line.
Yeah, that's why if I were to come to GTS, I don't think I would fall for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which needs to happen. I need that to happen one day. But we'll see.
Hey, you never know. Like I said, I was just like you. I was fucking watching, and then I was like, hey, one day it happened.
I'm no skinny guy either. I used to be, but I'm no spring chicken here. Big guys,
Hey,
man.
I'm not in great shape right now. I used to be bigger before I started wrestling, but like I'm not in the best shape, and I need to get in better shape for sure. But hey, it's all about the dedication, pretty much. Like I love doing stuff in the ring as far as like working out and all that. Otherwise, my motivation is lacking there. Like I always joke and said, if they had a wrestling ring at the gym, I'd be there every day. It'd make motivation a little bit more easier. I'd rather run the ropes all day than run on a treadmill or go for a jog. And like it's just weird. I need to do my training in the ring and my workout in the ring.
Right.
I'm attached to the squared circle.
Radar Mania says, I'm just playing. I love you and your matches.
Why, thank you.
You see how that flip happened, right?
Exactly. I see it happen a lot.
Pugsley, when in doubt, quote The Rock.
Exactly. Yep.
Philly Mike versus Rollins.
Versus Rollins. Okay.
What are your thoughts on Jake Reaper? They want to know.
Jake Reaper he's another one that's in that the Jake Cage boat, who's like one of my unofficial allies, I would say, on GTS. I for some reason I get along with the two Jakes. I don't know, but they're like my J and J.
J Security.
But yeah, I love Jake Reaper. Jake Reaper's been there since I came back to GTS, and he was Nettie Murphy. He was just a referee, and he's one of the prime examples of dudes who busted his ass and like stuck through it all and really worked his way up. And now he's getting a lot of opportunity. The whole story between him and Hitman for the US title leading in the Grimmomania was one of the best things I think in GTS in a while. And I don't want to sound biased, but maybe it's because I came up with that storyline. I don't want to, yeah, but I one day straight up said, because Jake Reaper is a serviceman and he's in the military. And originally he didn't want to make that part of his gimmick. And I said, you have to capitalize on that. I said, dude, the US championship, you going after the title, it's money. And they both agreed and they both started running with it. And I would shoot them ideas here and there. And they just brought it to life and fucking blew it up. And it was awesome. I loved every second of their story. I think that's the feud that really got Jake Reaper to like find who he is as a wrestler, I guess you could say. And yeah, I love Jake Reaper.
You remember the days of the mushroom tip king dude.
Yes, Adam Bazar.
I'm
Yeah,
bizarre.
he has actually been coming around again recently.
Yeah.
He he came back shortly after I won the GTS title for the first time, and I had like two matches with him. I had a non-title match with him and a title match. And yeah, I love Adam. He's a good dude. He's another one who busts his ass. Like he trains at a Wrestle Pro all the time. He's always doing ring crew. He's always busting his ass at shows. Like Adam Bazar is that dude that like any show I go to, whether I'm on the show or I'm going to help out, he's usually there helping out if he's not on the show. Like he's one of those dudes you can count on for sure. And I think he just needs that one thing. He's missing like that one thing about him to really get him over. Because I like Adam. I like his style and his character. I do feel that Grimm has never given him a true chance. And we kind of tried to do that when me and him were having our two matches. I wanted to really have him stand out, and Grimm doesn't really give him that shot. But at the same time, like I said, it's up to you to get yourself over. So, but yeah, I love Adam Bazar, the mushroom tip, the mushroom king, Adam Bazar.
What is your dream match for AEW, WWE, and GTS?
My dream match in AEW would probably be a tie between, which it's funny because everybody who knows me knows what the fuck I'm going to say, is Orange Cassidy.
Yep.
And actually, I'm going to say it's a three-way tie. Fuck it. Orange Cassidy, Joey Janela, and Chris Jericho. I think, like, obviously Chris Jericho is just like, he's beyond just AEW. That's dream match in general. But AEW, I get fucking so many goddamn Janela comparisons, and I'm a huge fan of his shit. So that would obviously be a cool match. And Orange Cassidy, I think, is just like the best thing going today. And a lot of people don't understand his gimmick or they don't appreciate it. But if you really like understand the Orange Cassidy gimmick, it's amazing what he can do. So I think in AEW that would be it. WWE, the easy answer is AJ Styles. Like I would love to wrestle AJ. Trying to think. Braun Strowman, I'll get thrown around by Braun Strowman. Fuck it. Why not? Like Brock Lesnar, shit like that.
John Cena.
John Cena, yeah. Like John Cena, honestly, like it's John Cena, so you would want to wrestle John Cena. But like I feel like we would have a weird match, to be honest. Like our styles are just, it's weird.
You'll be buried.
Like yeah, well, that's for sure. That's a given.
But I mean, you're kind of used to that, right?
Right? That's the name of the game.
Grimm should start a new faction storyline. Interesting. What would your dream match be for GTS? Who haven't you faced?
My dream match for GTS. Trying to think. I do have somebody, but I'm trying to think of somebody from the past, maybe.
The Ice Demon?
Yeah. I always wanted to work with Robbie E.
I was going to say, yeah. Yeah.
And Robbie E was fucking amazing. But as far as like homegrown GTS talent, the one person that somehow we have never had any encounter on GTS, whether it was teaming, facing each other in a promo, anything, and I seem to be compared to him pretty often, but we never, ever, ever touched each other in a wrestling ring, is Pete Corvis. So
interesting.
I would have to say that the most like unofficial built up thing for me would be probably Pete Corvis, considering he's one of my close friends that got me into GTS, and we've never had a match.
Well, maybe that's something.
Me and Tommy, on the other hand, wrestled each other right when I came back to GTS. Right when I got better and could actually have matches, me and Tommy were having matches left and right for a little bit, and I loved it. It was fun. But me and Pete, we have never squared off.
That might be something to talk about if we get the Northeast Power Trip on here in the
Exactly.
soon to be future, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
Who is on after Doo-Hop? Well, you have to stay tuned to find out. Cool, dude. Thanks for the
We will
sub,
find
man.
out.
We're trying to hit 400. Once we hit 400, I will do Matt Riddle's entrance, flip flops and all. I don't really like Matt Riddle, so that's just gonna be fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the things I get talked into. 500 subs, I'm gonna be throwing 500 ice cubes over my head. Alright, did 200 on 200 subs, so why not 500? 38 pounds. Great. Awesome. At 1,000, I'm going bald, so
the big one.
yeah. I literally
Yeah.
pay money for Corvis for Swanson.
Hey,
Hey.
that's the phrase. That's money. That's the phrase. It's money, baby. You know, so and that I think it's and that's the crazy part. It's not planned that way. It's not like we're purposely staying away from each other or anything. It's just we haven't crossed paths. It's like it's cool in a way, I think. Because I think the day that it will happen, because obviously it will happen, it'll actually mean something. And that's my big thing with the GTS as far as my character and stuff is everything has to mean something. I don't like doing the bullshit scrambles. I don't like doing the fucking throwaway videos. I don't like that shit. I like to make everything matter. So I think the day, because it's inevitable, it will happen. The day that me and Pete are fucking face to face in a GTS ring, I think will make people very happy.
Do you think you'll ever hold this title in the future?
The WWE Championship.
Yes.
I would like to think so, but realistically, I have no clue because it seems to be getting harder and harder and harder to get into that company. So it's like that's one thing that I've come to realization with. I I'm not usually one of those guys that's like, oh, it'll never happen, but I will probably never work for WWE. AEW, I would think I have a better shot at, but as far as WWE and they're just I wouldn't be able to like obviously it's money and it's the name WWE, but I wouldn't be able to sacrifice and give up my creation and my creativity, I guess, when it
Yeah.
comes to
Be
wrestling. Like
put in a
that's what I
box.
hold. Yeah, that's what I hold like very close to me is my ability to be creative, pretty much. And if that all of that gets taken away from me, it'll just be like working any other job, honestly.
Got a couple more here. You have a favorite college football team?
I don't watch. You said college, right?
Yeah.
I don't watch much college sports, if anything, to be honest. So I couldn't even answer there.
I'm awesome 11XX. This is an interesting question here. Who do you think sells the best in the ring?
Hmm. And just GTS, I guess. Uh, I don't know. That's a good question.
I would have
'Cause
said Robbie E to be fair, but
Robbie E is the thing about Robbie E that a lot of people didn't pick up on is Robbie E managed to have a lot of matches in GTS without ever bumping. And that's the smartness of Robbie E right there. If you can have an entire match and entertain people and fucking make it awesome and you didn't even fall, that's awesome. But yeah, Robbie E's really good. I as much as I don't like him, I think Hollywood Hooligan is one of the best sellers. Who else? Ace Hitman Jones, we have thought he has died multiple times. So I guess he would have to take the cake. Where like we have legit stopped cutting because Grimm thought he had a heart attack in the ring, and no, he was just selling. So it's yeah, he's pretty good.
What about
And
Kamikaze? Does he so well? I wonder who that is.
Kamikaze, oh boy, Kamikaze is another one who is kind of like Kurt Bale. He's like next here one day, gone the next. I'm retired. I'm back. I'll do this. I'll do that. Like fucking pick something, man. Like that's all I got. Like pick something, bro. Like yeah, Kama, he can take some moves pretty fucking well. Like I was actually making my highlight reel recently and putting together clips of me hitting my finish, the PKO on people. Kama took it the best. So I'll give him that credit. Kama fucking made that shit look awesome. And I'll put myself over because I'm the cocky ass son of a bitch that I think I'm fucking an amazing seller, and I fucking, to be honest, much rather get beat up in wrestling and take moves than give them.
Take a
So,
do-hop drop, fly out of the ring.
yeah, exactly. It's to me, taking moves and selling is the absolute most fun part of a wrestling match. When I have to do one of my moves, I'm annoyed. I'm like, oh, here we go. I got to do my shit. Like I don't get to take this person's cool fucking move. But that's how wrestling works.
How does Mike Shoot feel about Vlad?
Vlad is kind of another what you see is what you get. Like there's not much of a difference between Vlad and Matt. But fucking
That F5.
oh yeah. And believe it or not, Vlad was my ride to GTS when I started at GTS. He was my ride for my first like month and a half at GTS because we actually lived pretty close to each other at the time. And yeah, that was pretty weird having to get picked up by Vlad and when never meeting him before and have car rides with Vlad to GTS where he just talks about being Vlad all the time. So yeah, that was that. I haven't really seen or talked to Vlad much since those days. Like we see him passing at GTS occasionally, but
Yeah, I remember him having that match, and then he went to becoming into the medical field.
Yeah, he's gonna be a doctor.
Yep.
Dr. Vlad.
Dr. Vlad. If he don't like you, he'll hit you in F5.
Yep. Just
So
imagine waking up and seeing your doctor as Vlad. Just like that's a scary thought.
Oh man, it could be a new gimmick. Come back as the Mad Doctor. Well, you have already Mad Doctors. You got Dr. K and all that.
Yeah.
But so to start wrapping things up here. So you said you caught the Chini's interview a little bit. They said
Yep.
that the Philly in your name wasn't for Philadelphia. Did you catch that part?
Yes. And this is literally the main question that I knew going into this interview that would be brought up. Because Mr. fucking Tony Chini loves to spread this fucking rumor. And yes, it is a rumor. It is false. It is a lie. It is not true that my name is Philip Michael Swanson. That is not the case. I am from Philly. It is pretty simple. Philly Mike is from Philly. I am not Philip, but Tony Chini will continue every goddamn day to tell people in every interview he does that I am Philip Michael Swanson, when in fact, I am not. I am Mike Swanson from Philly.
How did he
So
get
yeah,
that from, though?
fuck you, Tony Chini. He just came up with it one day because that's what Tony Chini does. He likes to fuck with people, and he just came up with it one day, and people started believing it right from the jump. So it was that simple. I think he said it during a match one day, like one of my matches at GTS. He like yelled it ringside, and he just has been persistent about it ever since. He keeps up with the Philip shit. Like literally, he will come up to me and say, "Hey, Philip." So yeah, fucking Tony Chini, the man who can't pick a fucking single gimmick, fucking making up lies about mine.
So then, does that mean we have to have maybe an unsanctioned match?
Hey, I'm down with it.
If he's not
He's another.
technically...
Yeah, exactly. He's another one that me and Tony Chini is. We've been around each other a lot. We have not had a singles match, I believe. Not that I can remember. But hey, if he wants to keep talking shit, he can show up one of these days. Like, here's what I don't get. Tony Chini loves to run his mouth, but I smack around his girlfriend, his fiance. I smack around his fiance on YouTube, on the internet, for thousands and thousands of people to see and comment and witness. And he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. He stays at home. He twiddles his thumbs. He plays video games. He does your interview. He does other shit. But I've never seen Tony Chini be a man and step to me and step to my face and defend his woman's honor. Like, what does that say about him? Like, maybe Francesca is a little stronger than I suspect. Maybe she wears the pants in the relationship. Who knows? Like, maybe when they get married, he's going to take her last name. Who knows? Like, it's I don't know. But all I know is that Francesca acts like she talks a big game, but I don't believe a word she says. It sounds like she's like reading from a teleprompter when I'm gonna be GTS champion. Oh, I'm gonna beat Philly Mike. He's a bitch. This, that, and the other thing. Look, I have smacked you in the face. I have thrown you down. I have taken my title back when you were mere seconds away from winning the championship. You're nothing. Francesca is nothing. Francesca Chini is only in GTS wrestling because one night she was sitting around watching Netflix. She was bored. She was hungry. She ordered pizza. When the pizza delivery guy got to the door, and she decided she was a little bit more hungrier than just for the pizza she ordered. It's the only reason Francesca's around. It's the only reason she made it in between the ropes in the first place. It's that simple.
Sounds like an interesting video down the line. Hey,
Hey,
hey, man.
that's what it's about.
It's gonna be a hell of a match. It seems like coming up. Extreme Tools. And you don't know when that is, correct?
The match has been filmed. I can say that, but I don't know when it's being aired. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
As of everything
we'll,
being filmed lately, we never know. I mean, could be tomorrow, could
yeah,
be next day, next day.
we that's the thing, guys. The videos get uploaded. We get to see them when you get to see them. Like we're there. We film. We wrestle. But as far as when shit goes up, that's out of our control.
All right, guys. Final questions, and as always, I leave it at the end. For the guests, do you have any questions for me?
Let me think.
Besides the obvious, so who's your top whatever
Yeah,
GTS superstars?
exactly.
Because those are always
That's a
that's always what I get.
what do this is still kind of generic, I guess, but what do you find yourself tuning into GTS for? Like specifically, is there something that you look for in each video that you hope to see?
I just like the good quality of matches and the crazy shit that goes on that stands out rather than, like you said in your video games, just regular matches, because you get a lot of that
Exactly.
on TV as it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's something rare to get a rules match on GTS.
Yep. Exactly.
So no, I've
And
always been attracted to that
what let me think.
in the characters.
If you had to bring one person back to GTS, who would you bring back?
Manabo.
Hey, great answer. I
Definitely
love it.
Manabo.
Yeah.
And fake
He
Manabo,
yes. Hell
which
yeah.
I don't know if this was very known, but screw it, that's what the VIP lounge is about. I had no idea who Fake Manabo actually was until I was looking up to try to figure out how to get him on for an interview, and I'm like, I saw the name, I'm like, this was Fake Manabo. Like, I didn't put it together who Fake
Yeah.
Manabo really was. And that's a question
Yep.
for the chat. Do you know who Fake Manabo was? I know you know who it was, but let's see if the chat knows.
Yep.
The other
Yeah,
day we
Figment
did.
Alba, I only got to meet him once. He's a really cool guy though. I only got to meet him once, but the real Manabo, I love to death. He was one of my favorites before I was on GTS. I was just a fan of the show, and he was one of the reasons I tuned in for sure.
You're
And like
gonna
when I got to
skip
meet
over
him, he was
Giant Leather
awesome.
like that. Sorry. Hey, Giant
That's
Leather was
great.
cool.
Giant Leather was what he was. He was a big monster. He was scary. It's like you knew what you were getting with Giant Leather. My favorite Giant Leather thing, I don't know if you remember this, was when Grimm was hanging at the time Heel Wife gave him a list of chores to do at the warehouse, and
Yep.
they hung the paper on the wall, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Everybody's pissed off. The
Yep.
Giant Leather walks right up, checks his fucking name, and starts cleaning.
Yep.
I think that was the best thing that Giant Leather ever did on GTS. It was fucking hysterical.
Grabs a broom.
Like that,
Yeah.
yeah, it was awesome. That was great. I wish Giant Leather was around more often.
Somebody got it. Craig's. Yep. He was Yesway Jose.
Yes, sir. Yes, way. Jose.
I had no idea that that was the kid. I'm like, because I was trying to figure out like who the hell, and I think it was because of the hair. Like you wouldn't expect fake Manabo to have straight hair. Like when Yesway was recently, like I would never put it together.
Let me ask you this: do you remember who Hurricane was?
Hurricane. The name
He,
sounds
he
familiar.
teamed with El Jefe Rojo
El
for a
Jefe
little bit.
Rojo. I
El Jefe Rojo was Hop's luchador gimmick,
You
and
can't
he had a
give that
tag team
away. It's
partner.
still kayfabe.
He had a partner, Hurricane, and I remember I did an interview before, and somebody asked me like who Hurricane, the identity of Hurricane. It like blew their mind for some reason. I don't like I don't know. Maybe it's because I know him, but to me it was always pretty obvious. But the kid didn't know who it was, and it like blew his mind. But
Hurricane. I gotta look that up. I don't remember Hurricane.
I don't remember him being on it long. I just know my first official match with GTS was he was in it. It was Hurricane and El Jefe Rojo versus Slender Man and Santa Slender versus me and Ace Marksman.
There he
That's
is.
him, all right.
Yep.
That's the Hurricane.
I'm seeing a little bit of a resemblance. I remember Pete Kid.
Yeah, pain in the ass kid.
Which we need to have
I've
back.
actually never got to meet him.
Yeah.
He came back at the second warehouse for like a one video, but I wasn't there that day. Yeah, I never got to meet him.
I miss your life going in period mode. Now vlogs are kind of boring. Well, the only thing I'll say with that, is I know he still gets constant things of, hey, is it real? Is it not real? From what I know, it's legit. So stop bugging him about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you get
It's
Hollywood Hooligan on here? It's coming. Hooligan's coming. Yeah,
good old Hollywood Hooligan.
when he figures out technology, you know.
Yeah.
How come Bale's interview was 5 hours and this one's like 1 hour? Well, we already agreed it wasn't gonna be a 5-hour show before we came on
Yeah,
tonight.
pretty much.
You know, Swanson's got stuff to do. I got stuff to do.
Yep, and that's the thing. There's always room for future interviews. You don't need to fucking blow your load all at once. You don't need to give them everything at once. Give them little increments. That's how you do it. Kurt fucking Bale.
Yeah, so next up is gonna be we're gonna have Hop on Tuesday. From what I hear, is this is his first ever interview. He doesn't usually do interviews, so this is gonna be something interesting. When is Hitman Jones gonna be on? He is a busy guy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Where can they find you at?
Hey,
besides in Philadelphia.
Hey, you can find me anywhere. I always post and promote my shows. You can find me on social media. It's all pretty simple. All of my social media is the same, at Philly Mike Swanson, except for my Twitter. My Twitter is at Philly Swanson. Just cut out the mic, and you could my YouTube channel, Philly Mike Swanson, Facebook, Philly Mike Swanson. I'm one of those people that make it pretty damn easy to find my shit online. I've never understood the people that make it difficult to find their stuff. You got to keep it simple. If you want people to find you, you got to make it easy for people to find you. But like I said, you follow me on any of the socials, you'll see me sharing posters and events and upcoming dates. Right now, my dates are limited, obviously, because of what's going on. We've been doing a lot of taped YouTube shows that, I wrestle for Outbreak Wrestling in Pennsylvania. And right now, they've been doing a lot of taped shows and uploading every Saturday on YouTube, similar to GTS. And it's just what you got to do right now to stay relevant and keep it going. So yeah, you just search up the name Philly Mike Swanson on the little Google search thing and click away and find me and like my stuff and buy my shirts. ProWrestlingTees.com, Philly Mike Swanson. I have tpublic.com/user/Mike Swanson. Bunch of shirts and designs on both of those. You can get masks. Everybody's got to wear the goddamn mask now. You got Philly Mike Swanson masks on there. You can get whatever. You can order a cameo. There's a lot of ways to get in touch with Philly Mike.
Not Philip Mike.
Reach out. Not Philip. Not Philip. That's a different guy. If you search Philip Michael Swanson, you'll probably find another man that looks nothing like me because it's not me. Mike Swanson.
What about the OnlyFans?
Yes, the good old OnlyFans. You can find that pretty easy too. OnlyFans.com/Philly Mike Swanson.
There you go.
Making money any way we can out here.
That's the best way to do it. So with that, I think anything else for me?
Right off the top of my head, I can't think so. But I'm definitely down to do this again, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, it should be interesting in the future and see if we get a response from Chini here.
Oh yeah.
See what he's got to say.
Can't wait to see if the pizza boy becomes a pizza man.
Alright guys, so with that, I'm Coaster Maniacs. This is Philly Mike Swanson. And until next time, we'll see you in the next video, the next episode on Tuesday night.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys. Peace out.
Peace out.